So, the first question of the evaluation was in what ways does your media product use, develop or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? At the time we first thought about using the concept from They Live, we were rather not sure which quite damages song we should use for it. That's because a lot of quite damages songs are the lyrics are talking about, are driven with the idea of rebellion, of releasing from system chains. And after longer consideration, we decided to choose Dead Side, which lyrics appeared to fit perfectly our idea and the concept that we wanted to use. Music video is rather amplifying the lyrics, and as it goes, it keeps adding news layers to the song, and that's the basic description of an amplification. We have presented some examples of it in our research on video theme. For example, we talk about the first two lines. Lucid premonitions have come to me, all that I can see is industry, which describe the awareness of a capitalist society surrounding the individual. We also try to keep our video in we try our best to keep the video in a heavy metal genre style. The performance shots were recorded during the night. Additionally to that, we put the blinds down so it appeared really dark because there was moonlight and we just didn't find it dark enough. We used 3 subtle lights focused on each of the band members, and one of the lights we put on purpose on the floor in an angle that made it directed on the drummer, so his shadow cast it on the wall behind him and on the ceiling, so it looked kind of scary. It fit the genre, and it was the same idea with shadows of the other band members, but it wasn't that big, it wasn't that visible in shots. The long shot of the band, which appears the first, is the most used performance shot, and it doesn't even allow the viewer to see the band members' faces clearly. We thought of it as an enigmatic introduction to the video, because the band members were rather the messengers of a sad but still somewhat hidden reality than a bunch of just pretty faces that are there just to sell the video, because it's a heavy metal song, so to bring a message. And they remain quite unexposed till a minute and 43rd second of the video, when the pre-chorus is sang for the first time and Daniel is screaming out the miserable truth. They're taking away my soul, our lives are bought and sold, apocalypse worldwide, they come from the dead side. And these lines are about the capitalist society that we're living in, and Daniel exposes himself when he's singing it with the explicit message he has got for the world. The intertextuality of the live scene within our music video is fairly thorough. First, we wanted to recreate the conceptual part literally shot after shot, but as we wanted it to have more of our own influence, we mixed it with our ideas with the original concept. The basic bond between our music video and the live scene are obviously the sunglasses, the concept of sunglasses which reveal the world to be seen as it really is. And the other connection would be black and white vision when you're wearing sunglasses, when the main character is wearing sunglasses, and zombie-like appearance of the aliens when having them on. I think we have applied the most important ideas, the foundations of the entire film's plot. We have added a few notions which I do not think are that significant for an average They Live fan to actually not realise about the resemblance between the music video and the They Live concept. So I think the intertextuality was clearly. The second question was, how effective is the combination of your main product and ancillary text? The genre of music made by Quad Damage, doom metal, required us to create indeed a doomy, disquieting atmosphere around the band by the use of all our products. was hard to add was some necessary commerce into the whole campaign, as this particular music genre has mostly got a niche audience, which usually demand either not standing out too much from the conventions of the favorite genre, or doing completely opposite, being extremely original. We have chosen the former, holding onto conventions, and therefore really wanted to be careful with selling our product band. The result of it was the star ratings on the magazine advert being the only mainstream suggestion in the marketing of our band. Quad Damage, since it was created, made black and red its colours of recognition, and the band was always trying to be associated with these colours. Such tones are working very well with heavy metal band's branding, as they have connotations to darkness, mystery, anger, and even blood. So we didn't even think about changing it. We have made some research into black and red CD covers of any heavy rock bands, so we could develop our ideas. The German band KMFDM has used this mixture a lot, this mixture of colours, and the albums are called Symbols, Ideas, and How Rock. We also look at Mothership by Led Zeppelin, which also uses black and red, and also has that comic book style. We really wanted to for our CD cover, our digipack, to be something different, to catch our audience's attention by its distinctiveness, by its originality. As we're still new on the market, Quad Damage is quite a young living band, shall we say. Then we found an interesting artwork on DeviantArt, the creativity sharing website, and asked the artist of the artwork for permission to use it, and he replied positively about it. Its inspiration, the artwork inspiration, was based on a Super Nintendo game called Earthbound, in which the final boss is a warped image of a fetus surrounded in darkness and luckily with black and red. For the album cover, we just made the artwork look like Vortex, but as we edited it, we wanted one of the ghoul faces to be way bigger than all the rest, than all the other faces, and so we did. Inside the case, you can see the artwork just as it appeared initially. Last page of the inlay booklet has the other version of the artwork printed on it, which looks like pastel work and has got some yellow used. Inside the booklet there are lyrics for all 6 tracks, and they're written Times New Roman font, and they're color red. There is black background behind it, and the old style fonts will work well with such genre style, as they emphasize the mystery behind it and bring up the ideas of some ancient codes of paganism, etc. Because Times New Roman was originally a Roman font. It was made 2,000 years ago, over 2,000 years ago. The mystery is kept inside the case, but the outside font looks quite digitalized. Although I think its shape fits together with the whole CD package, the headline font on the magazine advert was, I think, a very good choice to catch the eye of a random viewer, as it is very radical and thick. Finally, image of the band code O in movement on the magazine advert enhances the power brought with the music, and its warm and dark atmosphere fits with recognition of colours of Quad Damage, black and red, which with a little bit of white are something that connects the entire digipack together. The darkness and demonic atmosphere is also a common feature in each part of the digipack. Our video is based on anti-consumerism and anti-elitism ideas, and in a lot of aspects could be compared to video for System of a Down, Song B, Y or B. A big chunk of heavy metal music is driven with the notion to release from chains on which system limits us and censors. So this idea of riot is also very important in the branding and representation of Quad Damage. The plot of our video presents such an approach clearly. The third question of the evaluation was, what have you learned from your audience feedback? So the first influence that our audience made on our media product was the play count on the SoundCloud page, Quad Damage's SoundCloud page, which showed that Dead Side was the most favorable track of Quad Damage's listeners. The obvious assumption we have made was that the most likable song can simply bring us the biggest success. Apart from that, the lyrics totally fit our idea for the music video, so Dead Side came out to be a perfect choice. When we clarified our idea and decided specifically what we wanted our music video to be made with, we made the pitch PowerPoint presentation based on the pre-production research that we have had up to date. After presenting it to the class, we have received very positive reviews, mainly describing our concept highly meaningful and original. At that moment, we realized that rebel soul lies in most of the people, and definitely in each single member of the band's primary audience, because our classmates were truly enthusiastic about the idea of showing the real face of system that we were living in. After we have recorded the majority of shots, we started the montage and editing suite. We invited 2 other project groups from our class to make their opinion on the work and give us some feedback on it. First of the groups noticed that few initial shots are a little too long for the video to be visually interesting. In response to that, we reshot those sequences with aim to fit more action and energy in a shorter space of time, and then cut a few seconds of each shot in part of the video when main character is walking in and out of the alleyway. The second group suggested that we should make the storyline clearer for the audience, as what they did not really understand what was the video about, or what was going on in the first 2 minutes that we only had at that moment. So we decided to write "Open your eyes" on the box in which the main character finds the glasses. So it's just clearer. The audience can understand what are the glasses actually for, sunglasses. The result of such cooperation with our audience resulted in great reception of our music video. After uploading our music video on various websites like YouTube and Facebook, we have not received a single negative review. The local newspaper Herald Observer has shown interest in our work and wrote an article which was displayed both on print and the website. We have learned that a thorough audience research is one of the most significant factors when it comes to creating a successful music video. And the last question of evaluation is how did you use media technologies in the construction and research, planning and evaluation stages? So the internet was our main source of information when we were conducting the essential research for our music video. It helped us choose the record label, Rise Above Records, that will be fitting the best genre, that will be fitting best genre of music that we were creating a video for, and the way of marketing our band and its main product, audiovisual, the music video. Also, the artist genre, marketing and music video researchers were almost entirely founded on the internet research. The music videos found on YouTube and promotional photos found on search on Google were some of the basis for our analysis. The investigation into artists which were not really fitting our genre, so as the one that were, was mainly based on analysis of their websites, which are probably the best expression of the way they are marketing and branding themselves. Their websites provided us with a palette of promotional photos taken during the whole time of particular band's existence, like System of a Down or Nirvana. It helped us looking at those websites and looking at the work, the photos and albums that a specific band made over the entire time of their existence, helped us understand the distinction between branding and marketing of different music genres and the transition experienced over the time of particular band's activity. The thorough research that we have completed before recording our video helped me develop my analytical skills to a degree which now allows me to have much wider point of view and perspective when investigating a specific field of media. Our audience research was based on two ways of collecting feedback. The first were the videos that we recorded with an iPhone during the edit of our music video. Opinions of our classmates were very useful when choosing which scene we should reshoot, cut, or which specific fill or effect we should change. The second were various questions, uploads and comments on Quad Damage's Facebook, SoundCloud and YouTube channel. SoundCloud, as I said before, was the starting point for the choice of track, because at the time when we were still not sure about it, Dead Side was the most popular song on Quad Damage's channel. So it came out obvious that this would be the one fitting our audience's database. Facebook provided us with a basic demographic profile of our band's audience and more accurately told us that 86.3% of people listening to Quad Damage's music are in the 13 to 24 age range, what confirmed our initial assumptions that majority of our audience is very young. In addition to that, we made the questionnaire, which helped us create more accurate audience profile. According to that bit of research, both of these bits of research, we decided to add rather mainstream factors to our video. Rather mainstream factors to our video. First, we changed the main character's image from almost pure heavy metal rebel style to a more fashionable look, but still kept few parts of the main character's clothing made that would be connoted with their rock culture, and like, for example, marble jeans that I wore and black and white Converse trainers. Also, we put some effort into finding very stylish nowadays, very fashionable Ray-Ban sunglasses that we could just borrow from someone, and we found them, we used them. The size of camera we used for creating our video was very handy and facilitated us with recording some of the more demanding scenes. We did not use the tripod too extensively, as we preferred the anti-shake option on our camera, because again, using the tripod wouldn't allow us to record most of our multi-angle shots, demanding shots. Despite the fact that I was playing the main character, I did record one of the conceptual shots and a chunk of performance shots. This was quite new to me, but I found it enjoyable and learned the basics of framing, lighting and camera movement when recording a piece of narrative. For editing our video, we used the Apple software called Final Cut Pro. Its sophistication and wide range of options did not make the editing process hard at all. Contrary, it helped us to cut in montage shots and apply the initial editing ideas in a fairly short amount of time. So then we have more time to look at it all again, listen to our audience feedback and change particular scenes to our own balanced liking. My group mates already had some experience in creating a disturbing dark atmosphere for the media project, for a piece of video. What they did was a taste of a horror movie, and they did last year. My own ideas to our project and interests in creating the audiovisual media product helped us all, I think, in the development of our music video, and allowed me to expand my understanding of such product codes and conventions. The Digipack design was based on an artwork found on DeviantArt. I created a video sharing portal that I already told you before. When editing the front and back cover, inlay booklet, spine of our CD case and magazine advert, we were using Microsoft Paint program. We did not need even Adobe Photoshop or Illustrator, because the only picture which appears on the magazine advert was edited 2 years ago, and we realized that Paint has got all the options that we needed when creating the Digipack. And all the original fonts that we used, Daniel had them on his computer and he just applied them in a Paint program. Yeah, that's it for the evaluation.